Good morning, everyone. This is the Lovewell team. We've got Katie, we've got Maggie, we've got myself, and we have special guest Bill Jarvis, who's going to tell us all about the situation with loans and the interest rates. Are they up? Are they down? Are they in between? But like Bill said, no matter what it is, people are still buying. So, Bill, take it away.
Well, since the last time I was with you, they've gone up and down and in between, and they're back down a little bit now, back probably a little lower than last time, but that's they've moved around a lot, kind of in between, got up almost to 8%. Now we're back probably just a hair under 7% for most people. So overall good news. I think we were probably 7.25 last year. So that's good. The other thing that's sort of new-ish is there are some much better second mortgages available for people who need money for home improvement or whatever, debt consolidation. And those, we have some fixed rates now. A lot of people are like in the mid-8s to maybe low 9s, depending on the credit score and loan to value. But that's definitely an improvement from, last year. A lot of these seconds were 11-12%. So 8.5, if somebody needed $100,000 to do a remodel or whatever, they can keep their old, low first and get a second. And that's seems much more palatable than it was even 6 months ago. So that's an option for people. And that's a fixed rate, either a 10 or 20-year loan, and tax deductible for most people. So people have credit card, brought up credit cards fixing up their house or whatever, and just thought their only solution was to mess with their low interest rate first. There is a better option now, so that's definitely good.
That's good. So
Yeah.
I have two things. One, do you have your magic crystal ball to say through the summer, do you think the interest rates are going to stay about the same? I don't know.
Possibly a tiny bit lower, I think, by the end of the year, but not hardly anything, and certainly not worth waiting to buy a house for. They're not going to come down.
So you're saying, if they're like close to a little below 7, it's probably not going to go below 6.5.
If that. I think they're more likely to be very close to where they are right now, within 0.5% either way, probably through the end of the year. And then, I think there's a lot of economic reports that are surprising to everyone. So, if unemployment continues to go down even, I mean, I think rates will come probably up a little bit, even with the other issues we're having. So there's a lot of strange numbers that, unexpected numbers we've had, and, predicting. I've been wrong. I've been very wrong. If when you asked me this 6 months ago, I thought rates would be lower. So, but I think the conventional wisdom right now is that the Fed's not going to do much with rates, possibly one lower this year, but that seems unlikely. So I think we're stuck right about where we're at.
Got it. That was number one. Number two, which I think is I personally think it's kind of exciting news for me. We made our last mortgage payment.
Oh, congratulations.
I have awesome. Like a mortgage burning is like,
yeah,
no more loan. In fact, here's the crazy thing. I called the bank, which is New Res or something like that, whatever. It used to be Loan Care. Anyway, the person was so lame, he couldn't even figure out to say. So I said, so it's done, right? He says, well, you're probably going to have some escrow money. I'm going, what? I don't even have any escrow money. What are you talking about? So he says, well, it's going to take 6 weeks. I'm going, I don't have an escrow account, dude. Oh, well. So he was like worthless to say.
It is hard to pay off a mortgage exactly without having someone at the bank be very good at telling you what to pay. So you probably either paid a little too much or not quite enough. So you probably will either be getting a tiny check or getting one more tiny bill. But congratulations, that's awesome.
We'll see. I was like really happy. I thought that was like, oh my God, this is like me too. We did it 3 years because I think it was a 15-year loan. So we did it 3 years ahead of schedule. I think it was due to be paid off in 2027. Yeah, 2027. So
Awesome.
All right, thank you. All right, that's all for my part. So Katie, take it away. And Bill, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your wealth of information. And who knows, in another month and a half, when we have you come back and you'll go, ta-da! It's like, well, whatever.
That would be great, but don't hold your breath.
Oh, my breath. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bill.
Bye.
All right, so I think we'll jump into the latest market stats for the different cities that we like to always present from our local real estate association, Bay East. I'm gonna start on that. Always have fun sharing the screen. Here we go. All right, so once again, we'll start in the south part of Alameda County, so Fremont. Still see prices coming up. Inventory is up as well. I think that's all I'm gonna say about Fremont. So yeah.
Interesting. The market's up, the prices are up and the inventory's up.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Fremont's doing pretty well there, isn't it?
Yeah, pendings are up high too, sold. I mean, seems like Fremont is a busy place. Okay, Hayward, the much more interesting recent data definitely seemed to have this very interesting high peak in February and came down in March, and it's coming back up again in April. Inventory is also starting to increase. So, although not much more than March. So yes, definitely some ups and downs. It seems like
Yeah,
there's,
look at the pendings. Look at the pendings in Hayward. We're definitely on the upward there.
yeah, so I think prices are going to go up with the pendings as well. All right, San Leandro didn't have that interesting spike that Hayward did. It seems like it had a much more, steady up, and it seems like we may be starting to slow down a little bit. So, I mean, we've had some recent pendings in San Leandro, and we've gotten multiple offers, been a lot of interest. So definitely a busy time right now. But yes, I think many cities. I think the exciting activity for the beginning of the year has been happening, and the prices are definitely shooting up, but I think we're definitely going to see a slowdown in some cities. All right, Castro Valley, interesting, unlike Hayward, it had a little dip in March and then it just kept going up. And so prices are up in Castro Valley, inventory is up compared to last year, but the pendings are up too, so even with the high interest rates, seems like the demand is still there.
Yeah, and as we know, kind of some people were probably waiting to sell, right? So I think that what we're seeing in these pendings is that people were probably waiting for springtime. Now it's on, and we've got a lot more on the market, thank goodness, than we did before, because there was a serious shortage before.
Yes, and pendings again, as Maggie pointed out, or Margaret pointed out, the last one, city also pendings are up. Sure. Okay, Alameda though, had like Hayward had that peak in February and has not quite come back up, and pendings are going down. That's a very desirable little area, city. Inventory is also down compared to last year.
Have you noticed that Alameda always does its own thing?
Yeah, that's for sure.
It always seems to be the outlier.
Yes, that's a very good point. Okay, Oakland, bell curve still very similar to San Leandro's, but it definitely seems like, the price increases are slowing down, and we may start to see them level off and maybe go down a little bit. But overall inventory is up. Pendings are still up. Moving on to Berkeley, Berkeley's doing its own thing. You can see that it's already hit the peak in March, unlike the other cities that were February, and it's coming down, although pendings are going back up. So maybe we'll see another uptick in prices. And inventory is definitely coming up, 61 compared to 49 last year at the end of April. Lafayette, again, February was just a very exciting time for everybody, but there has been which mainly probably went pending in January, and everyone was really excited in January to buy a home. But they are coming back up, and pendings are still up. So, but again, I think it's going to kind of follow a lot of the other cities where I think we may start to see a change, because interest rates are still up. So I think people can only afford, which is also maybe what happened in February. Maybe it was too much activity and everyone took a step back and said, hey, I can't afford these high prices and these high interest rates. So anyways, we'll see what happens the next month, but I could definitely expect or predict, I'm guessing, but I could be wrong too, that things might start to flatten, if not come down a bit. All right, Pleasanton, also similar to San Leandro and Oakland, prices have come up, but they're definitely flattening and pendings are going down. And so I definitely think we're gonna expect to see prices start to come down there. And Livermore followed the some of the trend of some of the other cities where we had a peak in February with a little drop in March, and we're back up in April. But again, pendings are still up overall. But I think it's very possible that we could start to see as summer hits, because a lot of people go on vacation, or they're like, I'm not moving anymore. My kids didn't get into the school that I want in time, so they may just stay put for a bit. So that's our, I have to stop sharing the screen just a minute, everyone. So it seems overall that the market in most places is following the seasonal trend of prices start picking up in January, and we did have some bumps in the road, but overall we're definitely getting to, I think, perhaps, you know, peaks in the year, which is pretty typical. You know, they could keep going up a little bit longer, and every year is different, but it is possible, you know, that prices are for most cities are going to start leveling off and maybe start coming down as summer hits. So that's what we're definitely seeing. From our selling side, I mean, we have, you know, some cities we're getting multiple offers, other cities not as much. It's just every city, every area is unique. So definitely want to, you know, really check on what's going on in your area before you decide to sell, and make sure that you're okay with whatever's going on. And then buyers too, just, you know, really understanding the same thing. You know, every area is unique, and some areas may be much more desirable to people than others, and figuring out, like, maybe you don't care about these as much as these desirable areas as others, and you're like, I actually am very happy not to have this competition, because that still is, you know, many times people just don't want to have, which I totally get. It's not fun to have to always compete against so many people, that they are willing to go to other places. So I think there's still hope for buyers, definitely in, you know, in certain areas and certain homes, and especially too that with prices potentially starting to flatten, come down, things can definitely be changing very soon for buyers as well. So keep hope alive.
I know.
Good
It's-
summary, Katie.
That's right. Thank you. Anything else you ladies would like to add?
The only thing that I would say that I noticed difference between houses and townhouses. So townhouses, like I was looking for one of our new buyers, Juanita, for condos, townhouses, like in the Concord area. There was, I'm gonna say like 39 condos on the market, and most of them had been on the market for 20 to 60 days. So I think people still feel that the single family home is kind of a hot tamale thing, and they're going to gravitate there. I'm not saying that those townhouses aren't going to go, you know, there are pendings, but there definitely was a lot of inventory. I mean, she has like choices. So that's just kind of my take on it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we also had a townhome on the market, and
Right,
it
on
definitely did
Santa
not get the
Maria.
same attention of their single family homes, and people were much more particular about what they were going to buy. So I think you're right. I think most people would still prefer just a single family home. But if someone's open to it, it's not like they have many, many options for condos and townhomes, because most single family homes do go pending within 1 to 2 weeks. So for a home to be on, you know, all those condos and townhomes be 20 to 60 is definitely
Mhm.
a different story
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
for sure.
Well, Maggie, we're excited. The next month when we see you, we should see all these beautiful decorations in your new place, right?
That's right. It won't be so empty.
No pressure. It's okay either way.
Not as much of an echo when we get furniture too.
That's true.
Yay.
That's true. I think that's it, other than it's hard to believe that Mother's Day's over, Memorial Day's coming up in a week and a half, and kids are going to be graduating and the summer's beginning.
It is. Have a great Memorial Day.
Yes, and happy graduation to all the graduates. Bye, everybody.
Bye.